Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cat's Track. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this with your friends. Today's episode is with my friend Lori Ell. Lori was born in a beautiful part of our world in the Crow's Nest Pass. She has been married to her husband Jerome for 25 years and have 2 twin boys. They also have a family dog named Scout. Lori and Jerome cherish their boys and love spending time with them and watching them grow into thoughtful and caring young men. Besides Lori's loved ones, she is passionate about helping business leaders develop a more accurate picture of the reality so they can reach their goals and enhance employees' lives. Sounds like a business might be booming right now. She loves working with leaders to find clarity to choose what not to do and determine the critical levers in their business model that will drive profitability. To turn strategic concepts into reality, she believes Socratic dialogue is the foundation for effective communication, and without strong communications, teams will not achieve their best. Friends, you'll find her first full bio attached. Lori, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for inviting me to join you. It's a thrill.
Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be great. I look forward. Are you ready for the questions?
I'm ready for, well, I'm as ready as I'm going to be for the questions. Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. The toughest one. What's been the biggest challenge that you've had to face in the last few months?
You know, I think the biggest challenge is, in the last few months in particular, is the unknown. And watching companies try to navigate themselves through sort of what tomorrow is going to be, and just starting to think we figured it out, and then the COVID numbers change, or the situation changes, or the economy changes. And so I'd say the toughest is, well, one is talking through this all the time, missing people, missing being out in the world, missing thinking about little things like where are we going to take our next vacation. So the big stuff around business, and then also just, life as we once known it. I guess we're mourning a little bit of what was.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Thank you. And what about the 3 things that you want to share with us today?
3 things. Well, there's a few things. One is I wanted to share a little bit about my experience working with many CEOs in the city and all the way to the West Coast. So where are they and what are they doing? That would be one thing that I would mind sharing, because I think there's some really great stories in there. I am part of an organization called TEC-Canada, which is the executive committee, and it's a peer-to-peer advisory group. And so I guess, watch these companies come together, particularly the leaders come together and really work on issues, try to take chances in places where, we just don't know what tomorrow looks like, learn from each other, question each other's decision, be vulnerable about where they're going, and really share a lot about their worries. And also, I always say not what's possible, but also what's probable in this day and age. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch companies, some flourish in this environment. Some have to completely retool their business model. Some take on different conditions, like how do we work all from home? How do we work in different parts of the country? How do I have employees that once flew all over the place that don't fly all over the place? And so I guess my message to share more than anything is that there's a lot of opportunity to come together and share great ideas. And there's a lot of places to still be really innovative, even when we're in the middle of what we're in the middle of. Yeah.
I agree. That's awesome.
Yeah. Maybe the other thing worth sort of talking a little bit about, I talked about this at a tech meeting that we were having, and it's about being in the middle. That there's something about being at the beginning of something, you're excited or you're nervous or you're just in wonderment of what it can all be, and you're busy and you're packing your bags, or you're fixing up your office, or you're starting your new business, or whatever the case may be, but it's actionable. And there's a lot of great things that are going on, whether it's scary or just super excited. And then there's sort of what I call quiet seas and no sail. And you're not quite sure when you're going to hit the other side. You're not sure how long it's going to take. And there's not as much motion involved because you're just sort of sitting at sea and you're wondering if the wind's going to pick up and pick up your sails and you can move forward. You're trying to be hopeful because worse things could happen. We could be in a torrential downpour or the seas could be big, but there's something really unnerving about being there. And there's a lot of emotional labor in that. And I think that's where we are right now. I think we're in quiet seas. I think we're trying to tell each other that it's going to be okay, that land will be somewhere in the distance. And I think we're in the middle. And when we're in the middle of an emotion, we can't release all the pent up feelings that we have. And I think it's making lots of people really, really tired. I think sometimes we say this is tired just communicating this way through this video. But I think behind all that is quiet seas. And we're trying to get to the other side. But I think it's really worth acknowledging with each other that it's okay to feel a little bit uneasy, hopeful, but yet nervous, questioning, but with some answers. And to also appreciate just the amount of emotional labor that goes with.
Yeah, very profound. I never would have looked at it like that before. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I think it really is. I talk, as I said to you, I coach a number of CEOs and key executives, and the message I hear a lot is I'm just tired. I'm just really tired. And I think some of it is just the busyness and the, just we're tired sometimes when we're executives. But I also think it's the amount of emotional labor that these executives are carrying around. People are asking all the time, when are we going to get to the other land? When's the storm going to pick up? When's the seas going to start to move us forward? When's the wind going to be a little bit behind our backs and move us? And you just don't have the answer. And I think it's really hard day in and day out to be there.
For sure. I agree. Thank you. Excellent. And your third thing?
My third thing is, is to maybe relook at your strategy. I'm a strategist by my profession. I work with a lot of companies on strategy, but not strategy from the, what do we want to be when we grow up, and how are we going to put all that together? I think maybe look at it. You introduced me as being using a Socratic sort of way of thinking, and that's more about what are some really great questions I can be asking myself, my team. We use this exercise a lot within my peer-to-peer tech groups. What are some great questions I can be asking myself? If I was a transactional business, how can I be a more service sort of a business? If what I am selling or the services I have, are they still being used the same? Are there different customers that are using my product different or accessing my services differently? I think a great place with strategy right now to be sitting in is to be sitting asking questions. Just be curious and ask lots of questions of the people who work for you. If you're involved in a peer-to-peer group, the peers around you, with your key executive team. What are the questions that we should be asking ourselves? What don't we have an answer for, not because we're trying to solve a problem, but that we are just trying to be curious about what all this means. And I think when we do strategy, particularly right now, I think our mindset a lot is around what can we solve? What can we fix? How can we fix it? And I think this is a great opportunity for people to sit back and just say, where's the world going? What does it look like? How do we fit in this world? What did we never ask before that we should be asking now? Just be curious and ask a lot of questions. And don't be frightened about where it may push you to be more curious and want to go and seek more answers or ask more questions about. Because there's a lot of companies, I think in Alberta, Western Canada, Canada as a whole, that when they're doing that, especially in this time, they're going to find opportunities that they thought, wow, didn't know that that existed. And they're going to be able to not completely reinvent themselves, but maybe find a different avenue. They might even find strength where they never knew that they had those strengths, or competencies that they never knew that they had. So I guess that's maybe my third message, is to don't look for so much for the answers. Spend some time right now just being curious and asking good questions.
I love it. Where's the puck going to be?
Yeah, that's right. Our Wayne Gretzky quote. Every Canadian loves that quote. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
How about your legacy or good news or anything you'd like in closing story?
I would just say to you, it's quiet seas. The great thing about quiet seas is the wind does pick up. It does take us to places. And I think that where we are is just neutral. How we want to perceive it is how we choose to perceive it. And what may yesterday have looked like a bad thing, tomorrow may look like a gift. And that's my message.
I
Just
love
look
it.
for the
That's so
gifts.
nice. Now, are you taking any more clients on your tech table or forming another one, or what's happening for you?
Story? Yes. I have three tech groups. All three of my groups are full, but I'm always more than happy to sit down with a key executive or a CEO or business leader and talk about a peer-to-peer model. And if it's not with my group, with another group within tech, but more than happy to have somebody reach out to me. And I also run a company called Growing Ideas, where we do strategic work, and always happy to sit down and just talk to people about where they want to go, where their dreams are, and not just the planning, but the trouble with the execution. That's where I think the fun part is. So yeah, that's what my tomorrows look like. So happy to talk to anybody who's trying to figure out where they want to go.
That's awesome, Lori. I think there's a lot of people that could reach out to you.
Yeah. I love talking to people. It's my passion, is to sort of listen to your story, figure out where you want to go, and then try to help you break it down and figure out what might be your choices that you want to make to move forward.
That's awesome, Lori. Thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdom. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was really a thrill. Thanks.
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome. Thank you. Everyone, that was Lori Ell. Check her out in her full bio attached and reach out to her. I'm sure there's lots out there that could use Lori's expertise. Enjoy, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.